What's up, YouTube? My name is Ty, financial professional. Welcome to my channel. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is TSLA, Tesla. This finishes at $207 today. That is down 6.65%.
And it's gone.
So we analyzed this stock not too long ago when the investor day happened. The stock has sold off a little bit since then. And today we got another major catalyst. The earnings were today. And we also have a bunch of news and price adjustments. So we have a lot to get to here. So EPS was $1.05, which beat the estimate of $1, and revenue was $21.45 billion, which missed the estimate of $21.88 billion. Slight EPS beat, slight revenue miss. So overall, the earnings were pretty average. We do have a bunch of news here. Total production increased 54% year over year. Total deliveries increased 42% year over year. Musk said they have lots of capital for future expansion. He said they plan to make 50,000 semis by 2024. They plan to launch the Cybertruck by mid-2023, and he teased the stock buyback. And he also said that regulatory approval for self-driving is not going to happen this year. So news for the most part was bullish. And then we have a few price adjustments here. Mizuho adjusts to 330, Wedbush 300, CFRA 340, RBC 325, Deutsche 355, Wolf 288, Bank of America 325, and Oppenheimer 436. So all the hedge funds are still pretty bullish on the stock. On the lower end, we have 288, and on the higher end, we have 436, which is way above the current price of 207. So despite decent earnings, good news, and the hedge funds still being really bullish, the stock sold off quite a bit today. So it seems like the market's expectations were probably too high. So this was number 2 on StockTwits today after SPY. Had over 10,000 mentions, so once again, we're going to analyze it. So last time we analyzed this stock, I did say that you can't go too wrong buying the dip, and my opinion is the same. But let's take a look at this again with the updated price action. All right, let's go ahead. Let's jump right in and analyze here. So first of all, we have a cup and handle in the making. Can't really say where the bottom of the cup is because this keeps on making lower lows. But soon this should start to catch support, bottom out, and reverse. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 245, 258, 283, 289, 300, 309, or 314. And longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle where this should eventually come back up to the high of 415. So those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. And then we have a triple gap down. First gap down was created today at 218. So that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 218 to fill this gap. The second gap down was back at 235, so another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 235 to fill this gap. And the third gap down was back at 262, so another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should go back up to 262 to fill this gap. And all three of these gaps should fill in the short term. Here we have a descending channel where the upper channel is currently at 200 and the lower channel is around 190. So if this broke 200 to the upside, that'd be bullish. And if this broke 190 to the downside, that'd be bearish. This did in fact break 200 to the upside. So the descending channel was and currently is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may be due for a breakout. The RSI, the relative strength index, is currently at 31. So not quite oversold and undervalued, but pretty much there. So the RSI is currently a bullish indicator that is telling us that the current price of 207 should be a lot higher. And on the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD line is below the signal line, so that's a bearish indicator that is telling us that it may be time to sell. Although the MACD line may cross the signal line to the upside pretty soon, so it may go bullish. There was some very critical support at 208, which this did break. So if 208 does not hold, this can go really bad. That's a bearish indicator. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 207, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 209, 211, 213, 215, 218, 221, 223, 225, 227, 229, 231, 233, 234, 237, 238, 240, 243, 245, 247, 250, 252, 255, 257, 259, 260, 262, 265, 266, 268, 272, 273, 275, 277, 279, 281, 283, 284, 286, 288, 290, 292, 293, 295, 298, and then 301. There is resistance above 301, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 205, 201, 198, 193, and then 188. There is support below 188, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at the current price, 207, the channels to the upside are pretty decently sized, so I expect a regular amount of price action if this stock runs to the upside. However, to the downside, the channels are pretty wide, so I expect a significant increase in price action if this stock continues to run to the downside. And this did 117 million in volume today, way above the average of 77 million, so the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So it's been a really rough year for this stock, and especially a really rough month. But this is Tesla, blue chip value stock, the future. It's not going anywhere. This will have its day again, just a matter of when, not if. Again, we have way more bullish indicators than bearish indicators right now. We have bullish indicators in the cup and handle, triple gap down, RSI, descending channel, and again, we have bearish indicators in the MACD and critical support. So technically, according to the chart, the stock does look pretty bullish in the short and long terms. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, the current price of 207 is an excellent entry to me. You really can't go too wrong here. Yearly low, oversold, undervalued. So again, in the short term, this should come back up to 262 to fill the gap there. And from the current price of 207, that would be a little over a 25% upside potential. So a pretty good amount of upside potential here in the short term. And it's hard to tell how low this may pull back, but it really shouldn't go too much lower. Again, yearly low, oversold, undervalued. So this may pull back a little bit more in the short term, but this should start to catch support, bottom out, and reverse pretty soon. So I would say going long at the current price, 207 would be a low risk, medium reward play. Definitely worth a shot in my opinion. So I can support going long at the current price, 207, and if it pulls back, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. But whether you decide to go long now or hold off for a better price, this should pay off pretty big in the short and long terms. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that for all the same reasons that going long is a good play. Going short is a pretty bad play right now. You should have went short anywhere above 250 really, and here down at 207, it's way too late to go short. You missed your chance, and going short now would probably result in you getting burned. Again, more bullish indicators than bearish indicators. Yearly low, oversold, undervalued. Again, in the short term, this should come back up to 262 to fill the gap there, which would be about a 25% upside potential. And again, this really shouldn't go too much lower to the downside in the short term. So I would say going short at the current price would be a medium risk, low reward play. You'd be shorting for crumbs and exposing yourself to a decent amount of upside risk. So if you want to go short, please do that at your own risk, but I really don't see why you would go short here. Seems like a really bad idea. So I don't like the current entry of 207 on the short side, and personally, I would never short Tesla, but I will say, if/when this does come back up to 262 to fill the gap there, then I think that would be a pretty decent entry to short this down. But yeah, in summary, this looks like an excellent buying opportunity. As a wise man once said, buy the effing dip, and going short seems like a really bad idea. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is TSLA Tesla. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.